Welcome back to another week of ranking every single one of our chicken breeds. We have a fun one today. It's nice and chilly outside, so let's get into it. Okay, so before we get into who is the chicken that we're ranking today and the breed that we're ranking today, I want to give a little reminder, a refresher on the criteria that we use to rank. So every single one of our chicken breeds is ranked out of 4 different categories, all of those categories out of 5, so that gives you a total score of 20 at the end. And so the first category is eggs. Now that's everything to do with eggs. That's egg size, egg color, egg quantity, egg shape, anything to do with eggs. First category. Second category is broodiness. So how often is the chicken wanting to go broody, wanting to hatch out eggs, and in turn stop laying eggs over that time to have babies. And then the third category is friendliness. And now that's friendliness to people and friendliness to the flock. As you can see, we have a very diverse flock of all different shapes, sizes, colors, personality. So we want a nice bird that's able to get along with everyone, so that's part of the friendliness ranking, and then for people if they want to spend time with us as well. And then the last category is kind of a catch-all fun category that is cuteness, and so that's anything unique about the bird we kind of throw in there, whether how they look, how they act outside of friendliness, any unique characteristics, that's all going to fall under there. So without further ado, let's get into this week's bird. Now, I mentioned it's pretty chilly today, and what goes good with chili? Cornbread. This is our girl right here, Cornbread, and she is a Basque hen. The Basque hen is a pretty unique and rare breed that was developed by the Basque people that live in the mountain regions near Spain and France. And they're a landrace breed, which is pretty unique. If you saw our video, I think last week, of the Swedish flower hen, another land race breed, and or 2 weeks ago, she's right there. And basically land race means that they weren't bred for any specific purpose, but instead they were allowed to naturally select and breed. So the chickens that result are very hardy to the native climates, and because all the other ones die off, and so the strong ones survive, and they get the characteristics that help them survive in a hard climate. So she's very hardy because the climate that they originate in is pretty harsh up in the mountains, so she does well in all different weathers. It's very cold right now, and she has absolutely no issues, but you'll see she has a single comb, clean feet, so no feathers on the feet, and she has this very beautiful tan coloration. And you can kind of see in the sunlight the different waves. It's almost kind of barred. She has a dark and light barring going on. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning in the sunlight. It's kind of hard to tell in the run because it's fully enclosed in here, so there's not any direct sunlight, but out in the sunlight I have some shorts that I've posted before. Absolutely stunning with that barring color. And you'll see she has black coming in the tips of her tail and a little bit on her wings if she opens those up. And that's pretty typical for the Basque hen, is some sort of tan coloration. Some of them will have a little bit of darker tan and black around their neck and tips of the wings and tail. She's more of one of the lighter ones that I've seen, but she's absolutely beautiful, as you can see. And that's pretty much it about the breed. We'll get a little bit more into the eggs and colors and all the things like that as we get into the rankings. But Basque hen, very unique and rare. All right, so speaking of eggs and colors, typical with the breed, she lays a tan tinted egg, so it's a little bit a lighter tan compared to like our traditional tan egg layers, but it is not brown. It's more of like a off-white coloration. And something unique about her eggs is that a lot of times she lays a pretty nice bloom, so it gets a little tiny white speckles on that off-white egg as well, which is very pretty. And she is one of our young girls. So she was born in April, so she's going on 9 months old. Excuse me. And she started laying a couple months ago, but then winter hit and she stopped laying since. But before it came on to full-on winter, she was, out of the batch of the youngest girls, our second best layer, behind Baked Bean, who was the Buckeye that we did last week. And so she was pretty consistent until full-on winter, which pretty much everybody in the flock stopped. So she's young, and I don't have a full range of data on her and how she lays the rest of the year. So far, I'll give her an average score of 3, because she was a decently good layer when she was laying, but I just don't have enough data to give her a higher score or a lower score at this point. I think an average score of 3 out of 5 is fair for what we've seen so far. Now, for broodiness, she's never been broody, so it's going to be a quick little segment here. Give her the obligatory 1 out of 5 there for broodiness, because she has never been broody or shown any tendency to. And then friendliness, I will say, from the brooder, out of all the girls that we got this past year, she was naturally the most outgoing, confident, and curious, which I think stems from that land race mentality of like the strongest are the ones that are going to survive and outcompete. So she has naturally a personality of not being scared of things. She'd be the first one to investigate out of the brooder. Anytime we bring something new in, she would always be the one looking at it, investigating, coming up to meet us, coming up to see us, and just trying to see if it's food, if it's not food, what's going on. A lot of times you'll get like more of the flighty breeds that are terrified. Like you stick your hand in the brooder and they're jumping up, flying around, freaking out. She didn't really fit that. She was the one that was, like I said, coming up to your hand, kind of investigating, while some of the more flighty ones, like the Houdins, because they can't see that well, would kind of freak out, or the Pininisenka, this really flighty breed. But her, very confident, very outgoing, very social. In here, gets along with everyone else. She is kind of like keeps to herself unless we're in here. She investigates us, she investigates new things, but as far as temperament with other chickens, she doesn't go out of her way to be aggressive, doesn't go out of her way to be non-aggressive. She's kind of just a really chill personality is the best way to describe it. So on a friendliness scale, you can't really ask for more. I mean, always wants to say hi to us, super nice to everyone else, so I'll give her a perfect 5 out of 5 for friendliness. We expected her to have a very calm personality, because that's what the breed standard that we read from Meyer before we ordered her, and she has lived up to that and then some. As far as being super outgoing, super kind, super confident, that's the word I'll give her, is confident for sure, willing to investigate things that normally chickens would be scared of. So 5 out of 5 for friendliness for her. And now for cuteness, I've talked a little bit about it. I think she is super unique in that landrace personality and temperament. The confidence is amazing on her, and that beauty. I didn't expect her to be as pretty as she is, honestly. The other pictures I've seen online of Basque hens, and I mean even the Meyer hatchery photo that they use, not particularly the most interesting or appealing or beautiful birds, but in person she is absolutely stunning, and in the sunlight it's unbelievable to see that different barring coloration than her. And we don't have another typical I would say like buff tan color. We have some girls that are darker, like you'll see our 2 girls right here, our Salmon Favorel and our Wheaton Olive Acre. They're kind of like a darker tan, and we have a Wheaton Moran, same thing, darker tan. We don't have like a typical buff Orpington, which a lot of people, if you're watching this, you may have, or like you've seen in person. I'd say she's a little bit closer to that color, like color buff, but with that barring, it's absolutely stunning in the sunlight. And then just to top it off, the little black accents on the tips of her tail and her wing, super pretty. And another thing is, when she was young, she had like head on the best grumpy face of any of the chickens. She still kind of has it, but absolutely hilarious to see her when she was young and growing up, that just grumpy face from head on. So beautiful personality, beautiful looks. The confidence is very unique, and it's hard to explain unless you experience it, but it's like her willingness to go out and see things and investigate things is really refreshing, and is really unique in a flock of chickens, because I mean, chickens get their name, or people calling people chickens for a reason because you're like a scaredy cat and afraid of things. But she is quite the opposite, very outgoing and very calm and confident. And because of that confidence, it gives her that calmness when you're handling her or when she's investigating new things. So I think all in all, beauty on the outside, beauty on the inside, I would give her a perfect 5 out of 5 as well for cuteness. She's absolutely adorable, absolutely beautiful. Can't ask for anything more. So overall, that's going to give her this score out of 20. That's right here on the screen, which in our overall rankings right there puts her right here in everybody's rankings. And we have a few more. We're getting down to the wire of I think we have 4 more after this of all of our rankings, so stick around, continue to watch them. Go back and watch any of the other ones that you're curious about, and we're going to continue to do this until everybody's ranked, so you have a whole picture of everybody in our flock and how they compare to each other. And thanks for watching this video. Thanks for getting this part into the end. I hope you have a happy new year. And until next time, from Cornbread herself up here, stay perfect.